I would like to share some of my insights, experiences, and thoughts about smart lean transformation. Yeah, worked in Panasonic, and I would like to share what I've done there, and hopefully you will benefit from it. So I will start off by sharing the screen. Okay, my topic is smart lean transformation. Yeah, as all of you know, we are going through global digitalization. Now, according to World Economic Forum, the report in 2022, I believe, yeah, it says that in the next 10 years, 70% of the global economy would be the digital economy. And we are living in great and exciting times, and digital transformation definitely is going to be a reality. And as all of you know, it's moving in a lightning speed. And the pandemic, I believe, has been the main catalyst for the adoption of digitalization around the world. So having said that, there's going to be exponential growth in the next 10 years in disruptive technologies. There'll be many new technologies that's going to disrupt the existing technology and rendering it obsolete and useless. Now, it will also force companies to change. Now, many companies are, they're quite skeptical. They're not sure, and they're not sure about the benefits. They're not sure about, it sounds exciting, it sounds fantastic, it sounds logical, it sounds rational, but whether there will be good outcomes out of it. But having said that, I would say it's going to be important for companies and organizations to embrace the transformation. It's definitely going to be a sure game changer. And why I'm saying this is, you already know we are living in such an environment now. Digitalization is part of our lifestyle. Online shopping has disrupted so many things. Many parts of the world, I see retail stores are closing down. Thousands are closing down, and people, especially compared to the baby boomers, the millennials, the generation Y, they love to shop online, and what is happened is retail shops are closing, and it's being disrupted. But the best part is the logistics and warehousing industry is flourishing, it's booming in most parts of the world. So you find that in one area it's disrupted, the other hand you find there's a phenomenal growth. Well, having said that, autonomous vehicles, it's something that is going to happen in the future. But having said that, it's already happened. In fact, in China, they have already started testing autonomous vehicles in 4 cities. And the latest one, 2 weeks ago, they have already started in Shenzhen. And autonomous vehicle is going to be another huge disruptions. Now we are thinking about, do we really need drivers in the future? What is going to happen to the drivers? I mean, with the logistics industry doing so well, are we going to have deliveries done by autonomous vehicle? Are we going to work in autonomous vehicle? That's something that we need to think about. And agri-technology as well, there's been a big change. As you know, at the moment, there's a lot of migration from rural to urban. You find that our young people, they prefer to work in the urban areas. But in many parts of the world, even in Malaysia, we find graduates are going back to the rural areas because technology is being used, such as data analytics, AI, and robots are being used in the farms. So you find there's going to be change. And there's going to be vertical farming. There's going to be food scarcity in the next 10 years, perhaps. Food security is one big problem. And we hope that, vertical farming in cities will help to alleviate the problem. And the other area we are talking about is medical technology. Digital transformation has already penetrated in this area as well. So you find that even surgery can be done remotely, yeah, hundreds of miles, thousands of miles away. Even apps like IBM Watson, you could get 90% to 95% accuracy on medical consultation. Even the legal industry, with IBM Watson apps, you could get 95% accuracy on legal counsel. So you find that now what's going to happen to all these kind of jobs in the future? So there's going to definitely be impact. E-hailing is a big thing now. You find it's so easy to get around about e-hailing, Grab, Uber, and so forth, and food delivery is another thing. So what's going to happen to Grab drivers? Are there going to be autonomous vehicles taking people around? What about food delivery? Is there going to be drones delivering food? Domino's already started that in US. They're using drone. They're testing it out very extensively, and it can happen in the future. Smart city, yeah. Panasonic is working on a city right now in Japan, Fujisawa, for the security and for energy savings and so forth, and for mobility, and also for the elderly care. And there's a lot of technology going into it. The other thing is fintech, digital payments, cashless payment, extensively used globally. So yeah, I think even in Malaysia now we have that. When we go to the stores, they are already saying cashless, that kind of thing. They only accept e-wallets right now. So Chat GPT, it's mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. Why I say mind-blowing is because it's going to expand, it's going to accelerate in the coming years. So much so, policymakers are wondering whether AI is going to impact humanity. Yeah, and you have AI platform, the chat box, ChatGPT, you have from Google, Bard, you have now, I think, the Chinese Baidu, I think, yeah, they're coming out with Ernie chatbot. So there's going to be fantastic kind of competition in ChatGPT, and it's going to be used extensively in the coming years. And AI semiconductors are being developed right now by NVIDIA, and you find the shares has skyrocketed. And edutech also, online education, it's popular. And recently I heard in the one documentary, this company called Baiju in India, they are doing extremely well in online education. They have millions of students on this platform. And well, I totally believe that that's going to be the education of the future. It's going to be virtual, very virtual education. And and smart factories, that's what I'm going to share about. Streamlining of the operations to make it highly productive, highly efficient, and highly agile. So I'm going to focus on that. So even other things like Netflix, during the pandemic, everybody started subscribing to Netflix. Netflix became, and Zoom became a big hit during the lockdowns. My TV sales went up. There was a lot of demand for my TV during the lockdown, so we did well. So these are the disruptions that are taking place globally. And having said that, we are moving from third to fourth industrial revolution. So third revolution, of course, we had PLCs, we had robots, routine robots. I wouldn't say it's a collaborative robot. Routine robots, IT systems, automation, machines. We had intranet network, which is a localized network. And now we are moving on to internet wireless technology. We are moving on to cyber-physical system, digital twin, and the utilization of 9 technology pillars. So we are now in 2020s, and the next 10 years is going to be crucial. So having shared with you about the digital disruption that's taking place, there's also other global disruptions that are happening. Now, during the pandemic, even post-pandemic, the global supply chain was badly affected. And then you find that now there's a total realignment on the global supply chain. We had big problem because most of the products were coming from one country, one region. and it affected globally. And because of this, there's a rethink now to mitigate these sudden disruptions. I had problems getting my supplies from one country because we were importing a lot for our production. We stopped, and other parts of the world, so many factories stopped. I think that was the biggest problem. So we are going to move away from centralized region, centralized one country, to decentralized. So what's going to happen is you'll find that many factories are going to be located all over the world, mainly semiconductors. Semiconductors now, what is happening is the policymakers are moving out from Taiwan. They are making plants in Germany. They are also in India, I suppose, and in Malaysia, we have 6% of the market global share. And all the factories that was built about 20 years ago, we are expanding the capacity here in Malaysia. And also Japan is also expanding all their capacity. And with the CHIPS Act in US, many more semiconductor firms are being opened now in few parts of US. So why are they doing this? They're moving from decoupling to de-risking. They want to make sure that there are factories all over the world, and there will not be sudden disruptions on semiconductors. And even EV batteries are being produced now, is going to be produced globally, because the EV car market is going to intensify. And the other things, smart devices, Foxconn, for example, they are also moving out, and they're moving to many parts of the world. So why are they doing this? It's because to be lean and agile. It's so important to be lean and agile, and it's so important to have a smart, lean transformation in your organization. So with all the headwinds that I shared with you, which is on the screen, you have geopolitical, supply chain, tech disruptions, consumer behavior shifts. You have the generation, baby boomers, the X, Y, Z. The market, it's of course segmented, but in the market, it's also fragmented right now. You have so many customer segments to cater for, the soaring inflation, rising interest rates, and so forth. So all these things are going to cause a total change in this global supply chain. So I would like to share with you about smart lean manufacturing. It's all about efficiently streamlining the operations. So why this is important? Because we must be able to quickly meet changing customers' demand with regards to product, services. And we are talking about unique customization in the future, how to deliver with speed, flexibility, and agility and value. Customers are demanding value. So this is achieved by, of course, you can't do it by the current way of doing things. You need to embrace technological innovation in the manufacturing value chain, especially end-to-end, to remain sustainable and competitive in the global business disruptions. So this is the main reason why we have to move towards smart lean manufacturing. Is simply because you must have the flexibility to move your operations into any part of the world. Obviously, customer is the king. Without customer, organizations, companies, we cannot continue to survive. We have to align our delivery of products and services on demand at whatever cost we have to deliver, because we live in a very highly competitive environment. Because even smallest difference in quality, price, it can be a tipping point for the customer's decision making, whether to buy or not to buy a product. It's so important to capture design inputs right from the beginning and offer customizations options. So in the future, it's going to be more, unique customization is going to be so important. What I meant by unique customization is, are you able to offer product or services for one unique customer? And how are we going to keep lead time short and not to lose customers? Do we have the power to build products in unique customization and small batches? Now, gone are the days where we used to produce low mix and very high volume. We call it mass production. But now we're moving on from high mix, low volume, meaning we are producing in small lots with high model variety. Now, so it's going to move from push to pull production. The customer is going to pull what they want. It's not us going to push what the customer wants. So it's going to be, different. Although this thing started happening many, many years ago, but in the next 10 years, it's going to be even more crucial for organizations. So we have to design products and processes so that production schedules can meet any market demand variables at the shortest lead time. And how are we going to do it? Is through technological innovation to allow accurate, real-time flow of information between departments, and all functions within the organizations need to be aligned to the most updated market information. Now, not only your organization, but all in your ecosystem, the suppliers, your partners, your stakeholders, all in the lean and agile manufacturing operations, they have to be in sync with your organization to meet the demand of the customers. So I'd like to share the concept of sushi. I think most of us, we have been to sushi bars, and I like to use this analogy because I find that when I go to a sushi bar, especially the ones in Japan, they use the ingredients almost every day. It's all just in time, and the lead time of preparing is short, and it's done in front of the customer. The quality is fresh, and they use up the inventories on that day. They do not stock, they do not store. The production unit is one by one. We call it one by one production. The cost control is daily. So closing is done. The P&L for the day or the BS is done every day. These workers are highly skilled. They're trained, and amazing teamwork to achieve the sales for the day. So I like to use this analogy because I think this is what we should aim for. And for me, the success of digital transformation not only lies, I think, in the adoption of new technologies, but also in the willingness of companies to embrace culture of continuous improvement and change and innovation. Now, we must have that power to change, okay? And this is important because for me, I feel it's no point diving into digital transformation before you having the right culture, the right what you call innovation culture, and the respect for people. That's so important. In Panasonic, the founder, who is Konosuke Matsushita, now he is one person who strongly believes in building people before building products. So I'm also I like this philosophy of the founder. And next, how are we going to drive these changes in the organization? My approach, which actually I've done in Panasonic, is to use the 5D approach to diagnose, and to transform, to achieve operational excellence. So it's important before actually diving into the transformation to diagnose your current situation. You should define should be and what could be, design the initiatives, the action, the programs, deploy the programs. You must have the discipline, and then you need to deliver the outcomes to your organization. So this 5D approach can be implemented when you're embarking on lean and then moving on towards digital transformation, because I believe lean is the most important first to remove all the waste that you have in the organization before you actually diving into digital transformation. I'm a strong believer of the TPS, Toyota Production System, because it simply teaches about lean. And Panasonic, we have adopted this. We have engaged TPS senseis, the gurus, to come and to coach us. And the thing that we really like about TPS is the focus is on the people, respect for the people and teamwork, and then how to engage in continuous improvement called Kaizen, how to engage in Kaikaku. Kaikaku is basically a disruptive change, or it's called innovative change. That means you go for a radical change, and then you do a continuous improvement on the radical change, how to eliminate waste, And so these are some of the pillars of success for Lean. I will not go in touch on this much. And then how do we create operational value is we must have the enablers to get the results. So of course, all stakeholders has to align towards this goal. You need the people, of course, the internal customer value creation, which the internal customer, the tools, the method, the processes, and then your mindset skills. I would say that would be your people, your expectation alignment, the innovation, and then 5M, the measurement, the methods, the material, the machines, 4Ps, the philosophy, your people, your process, your predictive actions, 3M, Muramuri, there are the M. Then we have Kanban, we have our RPA, robotics process automation. And then you have to set the total culture in the organization for the new customer experience. So I would take this journey for the organization, and that's what I did in Panasonic. So smart manufacturing now, why is this important? Digital transformation now, every government and private sector, they are highly towards this economy. And the next 10 years, it's going to be, it's going to expand. So no company shouldn't be left behind, and they can't afford to ignore Industry 4.0. It's powered by 9 industrial technologies, which I'll share later, and it would help you move from your traditional manufacturing, from labor intensive to technology intensive. Why? Because it's important to actually measure your KPIs real time, your quality, your productivity, your efficiency, your machine downtime, and so forth, your predictive maintenance, so forth. Everything has to be monitored through a dashboard in your organization, and everyone will have access to this data to know how they're faring in their operations, not only your own operations, but all in the ecosystem can actually monitor this. What's going to happen? Hierarchical structure of a shop floor is going to be flattened. It's going to be more matrix, because decision-making speed is going to improve, and you have everything connected in the system, and it's all real-time based, and you do not need so many layers in your organization. So everything, decision-making can be made instantaneously with the data that is analyzed, and you can identify patterns and you can identify trends. So it enables data to be linked to the factory. So your organization will achieve a very self-healing, self-control system. So it will keep the processes under strong capability. So it's a sophisticated technology for predictive manufacturing, and proactive action can be taken to speedily mitigate losses and improve process capability. Excellent technology to mitigate impact of international business, just like what I shared just now, the global headwinds. We have all kind of things going on. Sanctions, tax and tariffs, shipping routes change, and high operations costs, political instabilities. Now, these are the factors can easily impact any business, and it's already happening now. And we must have the agility, and we have to be lean to quickly move things. So manufacturers have to be fast and flexible, and also the SMEs shouldn't be left out. The SMEs that are part of the ecosystem also should be upgraded to Industry 4.0, and Industry 4.0, the digital transformation will definitely cause you to upskill and reskill your workers. Now, almost 56% of global CEOs are saying agility is in their top priority amid the uncertainties. So the future currency is going to be agility. And of course, everyone is saying data is going to be the new business currency. Without data, companies like Tesla, they have huge data. Google have huge data, all the tech companies. And this is their money-making machine, and so data is going to be so vital. And in the smart manufacturing, the vital elements of smart manufacturing is now it has to be instrumented, it has to be interconnected, it has to be inclusive, it has to be intelligent. Why instrumented? Because you need to have data coming in from sensors, actuators, and software. The data has to be generated, and then all these data actually are moving around bidirectionally, and it's connected. Some are connected by wire in the shop floor, but some now they are working towards wireless technology using Bluetooth and local networks, local area networks. So they're interconnected. It has to be inclusive. Data coming in not only from your organization, data coming in from your ecosystem. Those data need to be captured, and intelligent decisions have to be made after, through machine learning and AI. Predictive actions can be made easily and almost immediate. So the technology that we're talking about, which I shared earlier, 9 technologies. We are talking about collaborative robots, not routine robots, 3D printing, additive manufacturing for spare parts. We're talking about AR, VR, which is going to be used in so many industries, already being used extensive in gaming and sports and logistics and even in the many other industries is being used. Simulation of software simulations are there to simulate any kind of designs and to help you short the design the design cycle. The horizontal and vertical integration, I'm talking about the digital twin, industrial internet, machine networks, machine-to-machine communication, that is important. The cloud computing, the data centers to store a huge amount of data within the organization. Cybersecurity, how to protect your organization from cybercrime, cyber attack, and also phishing, and data analytics. So see, these are some of the important technologies you would require in smart manufacturing. So it has to be data. You must have data with high computational power and connectivity. Analytics, it's so important. Data analytics, intelligence, human and machine interaction. We still need human in the operations, yeah, but of course it will reduce. And digital to physical conversion, digital to physical, physical to digital conversion, that is going to be important. So all this can be achieved by the 9 pillars, which I shared earlier. So in my company, just to share, this is Panasonic. Our very traditional kind of manufacturing was mainly IT driven. Now, as you can see, we had a local intranet system with real-time visualization, real-time alert system, eKanban, and so forth. eKanban, we had so most of the system that we had, even for traceability, for the quality system, the finished good inventories, the material inventories, all that. We had the systems, IT systems, but unfortunately, all the systems were standalone. We had MMS, material management, we have ERP, we have SCADA, we have PLC, we have customer relationship management, CRM, we have AMS, which is an asset management system. But with the IIoT system, vertical and horizontal integration, we need to integrate this and make it a very holistic system. So this is what we are working on. So it simply means that this is what we are looking in the future. The production having, for example, in the auto industry, next generation robots, collaborative robots, 3D printing of parts, so you don't carry high inventory of parts. You have intelligent power tools that are connected to the IT systems. You have cars being produced with product memory. All the data within the car is captured and relayed back to the factory, through remote monitoring, and that is good for the design, and it's good for the process. and it's good for the customer satisfaction improvement. So you find that all the your stakeholders are connected to this system in this ecosystem, I would say. And you have the sales, they have the work environment, you have the logistics suppliers, you have the service centers, and all these are connected also through the IoT. So you find that this is how we should achieve our future production. It's a journey. You can't achieve it overnight, but it's a journey. Now, having said that, when we moved from the second to third revolution, almost 80 to 90% of the assets had to be replaced from electrification to robots. But for the fourth revolution, only 40 to 50% of the assets can be replaced, because most of the machines these days, all you need is to have the interfaces to make it communicate between the machines. So so that is possible. But of course, if your machines and your lines, your production lines are legacy lines that you built about 30 or 40 years ago, then you may have to replace the entire line. Yeah, so it all depends really. What is your assets, so that you can move from third to fourth. So some statistics here: the smart manufacturing market is going to grow, especially, as I said, 70% of the next 10 years it's going to be digital economy. So with that, almost from 2022, 97.6 USD billion, and then we are looking at 2027, phenomenal increase, 2 to 8.2 USD billion, and most of the growth is expected to happen in APAC, Asia Pacific. It's going to grow amazingly well, and the CAGR is about 18.5%. And yeah, so these are some of the barriers that will stop us from moving on. Digital talents, of course, it's important. Cybersecurity, that's something that's affecting all the organization, because there's cyber attacks every day. So how are you going to protect your organization? 5G broadband is so important with the increase in speed and data capacity that you need. Just a few days ago, US has announced allocation about USD 40 billion to introduce high-speed broadband in all the states in America. So it's important. There has to be machine-to-machine standards. Globally, there are thousands of machine suppliers, and how are the machines going to communicate? Of course, there must be standards formed by the ISO or IEC, or these international standards, so that machines can communicate. Another big problem is the unclear benefits. Many CEOs are not sure about the benefits. Like what I said, it's a paradox, whether I should invest or whether I should not invest. Now, what are the benefits of investing, and do I really need to do? I'm happy with the way things are going. My profit is good. My balance sheet is good. My P&L is good. Why should I change? So they don't really know the unclear benefits. So talent, as I said, technology skills is vital, though its lifespan is only 18 months, but we have to be a learning organization. We must be a learning person, and we have to keep abreast with the latest development in technology. And equally important are the soft skills right now: communication, adaptability, empathy, creative thinking, critical thinking. All these are important. In fact, last few weeks ago, I was in a university, a local university. I had a workshop for graduate employability, and I was sharing with them about all these important skills, because it's going to be a global talent. These are the global talent skills, and these skills are transferable. It's transferable. You can work in industry, any industry, if you have the skills. Okay, I will move on. Let me skip this. So right now, most of the companies are wondering what is happening, why is it happening, what will happen, and do I have to be part of it? So yeah, some of you could be in stage 2, some in stage 3, some in stage 4, some they are already embarking in this journey and moving on to industry 4.0. They're already maybe in 4.5. I would say Panasonic, we are still a bit, we are not ready in stage 3, but stage 3.5 perhaps. We are we are trying our best. Right now we have we have embraced robotics, AI, data analytics, and we are doing camera inspection, we are doing AGVs. So we are moving there, we are getting there. So another thing that I would like to share is the green transformation that is going to take place, the circular economy. I would say there cannot be a green transformation without digital transformation. And Panasonic, we have already set target for net zero CO2 emissions in all their operations by 2030. It's an extremely challenging target, but that is their vision for Panasonic. And they started working on this on all their products. And even the construction of factories, they have to actually use renewable energy from the national grid. So that is already taking place, and they are working on this in Japan. I believe it will expand in other parts of the world. They're collaborating with local government and government on construction of smart cities. So this is something that I've done in my company. I started off some automation, some robotics, data analytics, camera inspection. I had a production line, with a lot of manpower, almost 31. And then I moved on to create the SVCL line, which is called the Smart Value Creation line. So what I did was I first did the lean approach. I did the lean first. I removed all the waste, and then I streamlined the operations of the line. And now I'm able to reduce the space by almost 50%, the manpower by 50%, but I'm able to improve the quality of productivity by 70%. The process quality came down. Yeah, because most of the errors that we had was human errors. Almost 50% were human errors. So when we had machines, we had machines taking over, you find that everything improved. But of course, the excess worker, we didn't, we used them, actually, we use them in other business area. So this is just, I hope you can see the video. So this is the line that I designed. It's called the value creation line. We used robots, we did camera inspection, we use data analytics, we actually have AI introduced. So we use almost 4 pillars, but we're still working towards improving this line. At this point of time, you can see quite a number of manpower, because when I did the recording, it was during the first mass production. So we still had some manpower, but right now we are able to achieve our target of 50%. Hey, I think I will end this video, and so that we can have time for questions. Oops.